Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the review about the DJI Osmo Pocket. You've probably seen tons of videos already, but anyways, I would like to show you the DJI Osmo Pocket and tell you about my opinion about this great device. First of all, it's available for about 350 bucks. Here's the box itself, nothing special to say about it. You get a quick introduction manual, 2 adapters to use it for iPhones. In this case, I do use it on an iPhone 8 Plus, and here's a lightning adapter. And of course, there's a USB-C adapter included as well for USB-C phones. There's also a USB-C cable available to transfer files onto your computer or charge the device. It uses these micro SD cards up to 256 gigabytes of storage. And of course, last but not least, there is the DJI Osmo Pocket, which weighs about 120 grams. Let's talk about the handling very quick. As I told you, it's only 120 grams. To be more precise, it's 116 grams. It fits into almost all bags or every pocket. That's why it's probably called DJI Osmo Pocket. To turn on the device, you have 2 buttons here. That's the record button to record videos and photos. You need to tap on that just once to start a video, tap on it again to stop the video, tap on it to take a photo, tap on it again to take another photo. On the right side, there's another button. If you hold that for 2 seconds, it does calibrate itself and it's ready to use within 5 seconds. To turn it off, tap on it 2 seconds again and it turns into your original position. Let's say you move quite a lot, the gimbal is not centered anymore, tap on the right button 2 times and it's recentered. To get into selfie mode, tap on the right button 3 times, very quick, and the camera tilts towards you. And as you can see now, it does face tracking as well, so it recognizes my face straight away, and either I move up or down, it always tries to keep my face in focus. Tap on the right button 3 times again and the camera turns 180 degrees around. On your side, it has a 1-inch touch display, and there's a huge video on my channel where I explain you the DJI Osmo Pocket step by step. So how to get into photo mode, how to get into video mode, how to take great time-lapse movies. And that's all explained in more than 25 minutes on my YouTube channel. If you want to see that, please make sure to check out my other videos as well. It has a touch display which is really easy to use. So if you swipe from top to bottom, you go into the settings. There you have an indication of the battery level. You can format your micro SD card really easy by just tapping with your finger onto the display. If you want to get out of this menu, you always see some bars on either on the bottom, on the side. In this case, it's on the bottom. Swipe it from the bottom to the top and you're out of that menu. To playback your files, just swipe from left to right. Inside that menu, you can delete these files from the storage of your micro SD card. One thing which is a little bit disappointing, and we're getting now to the lens of the DJI Osmo Pocket. It has only a 28mm lens, which is for most occasions okay, but if you consider getting the Pocket for taking selfies and you have a short arm, it's kind of hard to get yourself in focus and maybe a little bit of background. To get into selfie mode, as I told you, you need to tap on the right button 3 times, the camera turns around. So once I'm in selfie mode, I basically just see my face, so there's not much background. I would have preferred a 24mm lens instead of a 28mm lens. Here are some photos and videos I took during hours of darkness. As you can see, the photos tend to look like the ones from GoPro or the ones from your smartphone. Don't expect too much, you have a really tiny sensor inside this camera. To have better results, make sure to attach the phone and use the DJI Mimo app to reduce the ISO, go into manual mode for that and use a longer exposure time instead of pushing the ISO too far. Let's talk about photos very quick. To go into photo mode, swipe from right to left again. There's the photo mode, and as you can see, there's a little sub menu available for that. Here you can set the ratio to 16:9, 4:3 and 3:2, and there's a countdown feature available. So if you want to take a photo of your entire family, just make sure to place the DJI Osmo Pocket somewhere and let the countdown run. Here are some photos, enjoy now, and you can download these photos and also the videos. There's a link in the video description below, make sure to check that out. So I crawl to the underground. Let's talk about video very quick. To go into video mode, again right to left, then swipe to the bottom, there is video, and if you swipe again right to left, you see resolution and frames per second, either 4K 16:9 with 30 or 60 frames per second, or 1080p 16:9, 30 and 60 frames per second. Go into Pro mode, and inside the Pro mode you can also select MP4 or MOV as your file format. You can set the white balance and other frame rates like 25, 48 and 50 frames per second. If you want to take your footage in super fine mode, it's only available in full HD, either with 25 or 30 frames per second. It does also take 1080p footage with up to 120 frames per second, but that is considered as slow motion, so it does not record audio or anything like that. It crops in a lot. Here's the difference between a normal 1080p video and a slow motion video that I recently took. The photos and videos that you take during the night are not in the best quality. Trust me, the lower the frame rate, the better the results, the longer the exposure, the less noise and the less ISO you put, the better the results are as well. One thing that is a little bit disappointing is the focus. So once it's dark outside and you're trying to focus or use the touch feature of the focus, the camera is not always capable to track your subjects if you want to track something, or it runs out of focus or just randomly focus on something else. But apart from that, the video results are great for such a small camera. There's also a panorama mode with the DJI Osmo Pocket. Right to left, panorama, submenu. You can take either a 180-degree panorama photo or a 3x3 photo. That's how it looks like. In all modes, there's always something which is a bit disappointing. In the panorama mode, you need to attach your phone to the DJI Osmo Pocket, run the DJI Mimo app, and only in the Mimo app it merges the panorama photos to a final panorama photo together. There's also a 3x3 panorama photo available, which is nice since the camera takes 3 photos over your head, 3 photos with your eye line and 3 photos towards the ground. It merges them to a huge panorama photo together, also only in the DJI Mimo app. Make sure if you take some of these photos inside any rooms where there is not enough ambient light available, go into the Pro mode, select manual shutter speed and manual ISO, swipe down with the ISO to approximately ISO 400 or 800 and go up with the shutter speed so you have a longer exposure time for better results. One of the best features that this gimbal has is the time-lapse mode. Also in 2 different versions, there's a normal time-lapse and a motion-lapse. Normal time-lapse, really simple, just choose an interval. Set the duration up to 5 hours and the DJI Osmo Pocket takes a great time-lapse movie, and at the end you get a full HD video. And by the way, it saves all the individual photos on the memory card as well. What I enjoyed the most is motion-lapse. Inside here you can tell the gimbal, please gimbal, start here your first photo, tap on it, please finish here your last photo, set the duration, choose an interval, and it takes a great motion lapse by itself for this small camera. Absolutely great feature, I love it. Here are some examples. Let's make a conclusion here. Why did I purchase the DJI Osmo Pocket? It's light, it's compact, and it fits into almost every bag. It's not like all the other big gimbals that you need to carry with you around at all times and you need to balance all the individual cameras and the lenses. If you run that thing during the daylight, you have great results. During the night, as I told you, the focus is not the best. And if you want to vlog yourself, it's not an eye catcher as all the big SLRs with an external gimbal to it. So not everyone is staring at you. But make sure not to cover the microphone, which is really close to the record button. I wish it would feature Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, but therefore you need an external device. And as I told you, the focus is not the best, especially during darkness. The focus keeps pumping and sometimes it focused not on the things I wanted to focus on. Anyways, I purchased the DJI Osmo Pocket for myself since I don't want to carry at all times a big gimbal with me if I'm not doing any professional kind of work. It's doing a really nice job with all the accessories that are coming out within the next few weeks, especially with an external microphone. You're not able to place it on any tripod since you need an extra device for that as well. And there will be an underwater housing, which is great. I hope for good results. Stay tuned, and if you have any questions, please make sure to post a comment below. Make sure to get some sample footages from the video description below. Thanks and bye bye.
Meine Damen und Herren, herzlich willkommen auf dem Flughafen von Charles de Gaulle.
Bonjour and welcome to Paris. Today we'll be testing the DJI Osmo Pocket. One thing which is not ideal about the DJI Osmo Pocket, that you have a 28mm lens, and I think 24mm would fit much better if you're trying to vlog yourself, because otherwise you're a bit too close to your face. And if I really want to film myself with a little bit of background, I have to get really far away with my arms, and then everyone is able to see you and not like everyone is staring at you.